Hey there, friends and enemies, JoPa here again, and today I want to talk about one of the major misconceptions I see all the time in the Marvel Rivals community, and that is trusting that a player who has a Lord icon on a character is going to be good, because that is not necessarily going to be the case, and oftentimes I see the opposite being true. This is something that has become incredibly frustrating, especially when you are not in the highest ranks. If somebody is Celestial, one above all, Eternal, or something of that nature, you would assume that they are going to be pretty good with that Lord icon character. However, if they are in Diamond or below and they have a Lord icon character, there's a very good chance that while they are one-tricking with that character, they are not going to be dominating matches. Otherwise, they'd be higher up in the ranks. It just means that that player has been on that character a lot. You look at their game time, they have tens, maybe over 100 hours on a single character, and it allows them to feel comfortable with that character, but it doesn't necessarily teach them the game sense that multiple characters and multiple roles will. It also doesn't allow them to understand the entirety of the game, which is something that is far too common in those lower ranks. So if you're trying to climb and you see somebody on a Lord icon character, don't assume that they are going to be carrying you or that they don't need any support, because that is not really going to be the case. It is, at the end of the day, a 6v6 team-based hero shooter where you still need to work together in order to get things done. But the amount of times I've seen a Lord icon Spider-Man go negative as a DPS is too many to count. It is something that I see so often and is very funny, because you would assume, like I mentioned, that a Lord icon Spider-Man will have mastered that character. But if they aren't at the highest ranks in the game, they probably still struggle against team compositions that play against him well. So if they are playing Spider-Man and they run into a Luna Snow who freezes them, and a Mantis who stuns them, a Penny Parker who's got traps everywhere, you've got a Namor who's protecting against them and able to use the turrets to do damage over time, all of that will lead the Spider-Man to having a bad time. The unfortunate reality will be that Spider-Man will struggle and not swap off either. And that's one of the most frustrating things in the entirety of the game. So you want to try to make that Lord character have their job be a bit easier if you possibly can, but sometimes it's just not possible based on how the game is going. And so I just don't want you to just assume that because somebody has played a character for a lot of hours, they have fully mastered it. They know how to go against the counter picks for that specific character, and they can really be good regardless of what level they're playing at. I have seen some gameplay from players who are hard stuck gold, but they have a Lord icon, and it seems pretty obvious what the problem is, but those players will be the first to blame their teammates and to generally assume that they are not the problem. You'll see in the gameplay that I'm posting that I am swapping characters in order to best take advantage of the situation that's in front of us and try to win the game. I'm not going to be stubborn and stick to one character just because that character is my favorite one to play. I would rather, in competitive only, win the game rather than just play my favorite thing. I want to win more so than anything. I want to climb, and that just is very difficult when you have players who will refuse to play other characters. They will refuse to swap even though it's a bad team composition on your side, a bad team composition that they're opposing. Whether you have one strategist, whether you have one Vanguard, does not matter to them. They are going to play their one trick regardless of what else is going on. And so that's just a quick PSA to players who, as soon as I see us have a Lord icon. Maybe they'll type in chat, they'll talk, and they'll say, okay, we won this game automatically. It's GG's for everyone else. And that could not be further from the truth in many cases. I'd love to hear from you guys, though. What is your experience with Lord icon players, especially at this point? I think we're getting to an area where people are going to start having multiple Lord icon characters, and they're also going to start having enough time on multiple characters that they finally get a Lord icon on a character, even though they don't just one trick that character all the time. So pretty soon this video won't matter nearly as much, but this is just my personal experience from what I've seen in the game so far, and it has become incredibly frustrating because I was in that same boat. I would have a Lord icon character on my team early on in the game just a couple weeks ago, and I would feel like there's no chance we lose this game. There's no chance that we're not able to dominate the other team. There's no way they have a Lord icon at this point. And then all of a sudden we get rolled. The Lord icon would go negative, and then Flame Out start blaming his teammates and just in general have a bad time of it. So anyway, I'd love to hear from you guys. Let me know in the comments down below. Like the video as always. If there's any kind of Marvel Rivals content you want to see from me specifically going forward, let me know in the comments down below. Right now I'm really excited, waiting for the next two characters to drop. Can't wait to see the Thing as well as the Human Torch, which should really shake up the meta, hopefully. Plus we should be getting a new patch with some updates in the near future as well. Let me know in the comments down below. Like the video as always. My name is JoPa. Have a good one. I'll catch you all later.